Ed, I want to make a simple point. You can't throw vampires out of your life peacefully. You cannot do it without disrupting the surface of your life. You can't fire someone from a job, Ed, peacefully. No matter why the firing is happening, no matter how many you're firing at the same time, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be liked because they're living off it. They're living off that money. In the case of a vampire, it's even deeper than money. Even deeper than money. And this is why it's never going to be pleasant. It's never going to be easy, and they will complicate it as well, as much as they can. It's not always that simple. They will, make friends with your friends, or all of that, Ed, social surrounding, all of that. Now, I just want to tell you one thing, Ed, that when you get through the different layers of vampirism, and there are so many layers, Ed, because I'm completely isolated, Ed. The thugs, ritual doer thugs, did half the work for me because they forced me to cut off from so many people. Just, the circumstances of my life, Ed. And even I'm still dealing with it because layer by layer, Ed, thug world is made and organized and set up for energy vampirism. The government literally, Ed, is a huge big vampire of vampires. You know what I mean? And they're taking our taxes and all of that. That is vampirism, straight off. They're not supposed to do it. They have no right whatsoever. No right whatsoever to demand anything from any human at all. They have no right whatsoever. But layer by layer, we're coming out of it. Now, I want to tell you one thing, Ed, that each of these different layers, they prey on different fears that we have. There are a whole lot of energy vampires that will intimidate you, that they'll destroy your career, they'll destroy your your social life. There are different layers of it. There's the religious, guys who will, make it like your standing with God will be destroyed. Your spiritual life will be destroyed if you throw them out of your life. And Ed, that's what I want to say. That at the end of the day, Ed, most of these, like 90% of these energy vampires, what they will threaten you with at the root of everything, Ed, is that you're doing something wrong in front of God. You're doing a spiritual crime. And the majority of humans, Ed, they will get over the, threat to their career. They will get over the threat to their social standing. They'll say, fuck you, everybody. And they'll go off to somewhere else and, close their social media, whatever. People reach that point when they're in abusive situations and stuff. But the thing, Ed, the thing that holds a lot of people back is this fear of hurting somebody. And this is the thing I keep hearing again, and people say, I don't want to hurt them, I don't want to hurt them. And Ed, it's not that they don't want to hurt the abuser. They know very well that the abuser ain't going to be hurt. Like, the abuser's not going to go into a blanket and feel like, nobody loves me. No. The reason they're scared of hurting is because they're scared of the spiritual crime of it. This is where, and lots of people, Ed, interpret being afraid of the spiritual crime of hurting someone as loving their abuser. Literally. They actually don't want to hurt their abuser, so to speak, because they're scared it's a spiritual crime and that God will, torture them. It's bad karma. That's what they're afraid of. But they don't know it consciously, so they'll think that they actually care for the abuser. It's the root of Stockholm Syndrome, where a person starts liking the abuser, is actually fear. Because they're actually programmed to just be afraid of hurting anyone, whether that's deserved or not. The age of, the age when all the Grimm's fairy tales and everyone have been taken out of public consumption. So people don't know that when bad things are done to you, that you have to do what you have to do to get out of there. You have to push the witch into the oven and kill her. You have to kill, you have to do whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. You have to do those. You have to do what it takes. We're living in that age when they just, programmed everybody the last 30 or 40 years to feel bad if they hurt the person who's destroying them. That's the scene now. And this is the root of why so many people tolerate abusers. And in some religions, they make it like a, spiritual great thing that you're doing, tolerating evil. Oh my God, as you know, Catholic background, that's like a virtue. They have saints who became saints because they tolerated somebody till that person killed them. You know what I mean? They became saints, they declared saints because they tolerated evil that long. So that every person has to become so sure of their standing in front of God. For me, Ed, my breakthrough in life came when God somehow, Ed, got through all my programming and told me that I'm pure and that I'm sinless. Because never in my life have I ever wanted to hurt somebody or vampirize of anyone. I never had a bad intention towards anybody. Like in my heart, never. I never did. And God told me, you're sinless, you're pure, and you can't be anything else because you're from me. Finito. You're a flame from the heart of God. End of story. There is nothing evil in you. Your potty is holy. Forget everything else. Everything, you're pure. This was my breakthrough, Ed. And after I became aware of this, I became able to deal with vampires without fear. Because ultimately, Ed, they are coming at you with a spiritual crime accusation. At the end of the day, that's the thing. You know what I mean? So if you deal with that, then suddenly you'll see ways that you didn't see before to get away from abusers. Where you thought there was no way out for you, you'll see a way out. You'll see things you didn't see before from the same place where you're standing now. Like now you look around and you think you can't get out of this, or it's so tricky and whatever. But once you deal with the spiritual crime aspect and you see your innocence and you see how sinless you are, things will look very different.